Hello guys, welcome. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to edit the video using Camtasia and what are the different powerful tools that are available on this software that you can use and enhance the quality of your video. You can make it more engaging with your students and all of the cool stuff. So the first thing is you have to import the video that you want to edit. So once you open up your Camtasia, you will see this import media and then choose the video that you want to edit. So let's say I have this video that I'm trying to edit and I just picked a random video here. Now, once I go ahead and do that, let me add this video to the timeline. So right click on the video, add to the timeline at playhead. So this way, this video has been added to this timeline. Okay, you can see here the video has been added. You can see the video has two parts. There has a screen side to it and then there is an audio side to it. So these graph that you see, that is basically the audio file, and then on top of it you have the screen. So if you want to split the video or you want to separate the video in two parts, audio and video, if you right click on this video, the bottom of this, if you highlight that and if you right click, you will see an option to separate the audio and the video. So let's go ahead and do that. That way what will happen is you are going to get the audio on a different row and the screen on a different row. Now over here, if you want to, it's very cluttered. The graph is very cluttered. So if you want to expand it, you have this minimize it and expand option for you. If you want to just keep it in a balance mode, then just keep it somewhere in the middle so it'll easy for you to edit it. Now wherever you see these gaps, there is this empty space with no graph, or in the beginning if you see this entire section has no audio. So you can see here there's nothing, nobody's talking. So when you see the graph, that's when you are actually talking. Okay, so you can see here this is the graph that where you're actually talking, and the places where there is no graph, that means there is no audio in that particular area. So if you want to remove a particular section of your video, you can actually select that particular section and you go ahead and remove it. So let's say in the beginning there is no audio, so I don't even have to listen to the audio. I can see based on this audio file there is no graph, that means there is no audio. And if you select this option, and how to select it, so you have this cursor, right? You go ahead and pull this one side of it and then just you take it to the area wherever you want to delete it. Okay, so this is now this blue section is the section that I'm trying to get rid of. Okay, so I have highlighted this section, and then there is this scissor sign that basically is to cut the selection. So if you want to remove this entire section from the video, you first choose the section that you want to remove and then hit that cut button and it will remove that section. Similarly, if you go over this video, let me minimize this. If you go over this video also, at some of the places you might have taken a pause. So you can see here this entire section, nobody's talking because I don't see any audio or any graph here, so it's completely empty. So you can see here there's no graphs in this section. I can select that and I can hit the cut again and it'll remove that entire selected area, and you can see there is this cut sign has come in that. Similarly, this you can see here, if you go over this, you'll probably are either saying some word which is either loud or something. If you want to remove it, you can even select not only the portion where it's no audio, you can also select the portion where you are talking something and you said something by mistake and you want to get rid of it, then you select that option. And how do you know which section it is? So you go keep playing the video, you go through the entire video, you see, okay, this is the section I want to remove. Then you select that section, and whichever part you wanted to remove up till that point, from where to where, you select that and you hit the cut button. It will remove that entire selected area. So that's how you remove some part of your video from between. So similarly, I want to remove this word as well because I'm either saying something loud or I don't want to say it. I'm going to remove this entire selected area. So this what will happen is that thing will completely be removed from my video. Now usually what happens is at the end also, here also there's an empty noise, so I'm going to remove that also from the video. And if you go towards the end of the video, when you're about to stop the video, usually what will happen is this is where you are stopping. So you can see here I have the Camtasia came in and I'm going to hit the stop button right away. And what will happen is I'm at the stop sign and I'm going to remove it. Now all this I don't want to show to my students, right? Because I want to give them a very professional feel of the video, and me going and clicking the Camtasia and this section, it's not necessary for them to show. So I want to remove it. So I'll go ahead and I'll select this entire section when I'm not talking, where I'm trying to stop the recording. I'll remove this entire section. An important tip for you guys is whenever you are recording the video and when you are about the end of the video, when you have approached the end of the video, always pause for a few minutes. Pause in the sense means do not hit the pause button. What I mean is take a break, have some silence, and give that gap between you finishing the video and actually hitting the stop button. The reason I say that is because when you are going to edit the video, it'll be very easy for you to find that end and just remove that last section where you are just trying to stop the video, right? Majority of the videos, if you see, you will never see when I'm hitting the stop button. You will never see that on the screen because I've always removed that section when I'm editing those videos. Okay, so whenever you are recording the video, take some break between you actually stopping the video and you being finished with the video itself. Okay, so take a gap between. That way when you're ready to edit, you just remove that extra video in the end. Okay, you can always listen to whichever section. So whenever you are going over the editing, once you hit the play button, this play, it'll actually play the video for you and you can see, okay, this is what I don't want to talk, or this is something I want to keep it. Then you select the portion that you don't want to say, then you cut that portion from the video. That is what the editing is. Similarly, there's other things that you can also do in Camtasia is you can drop some text along the way. So here you can see I have this annotations here. So if you wanted to see what are the different annotations, you have, these are some basic annotations. Now if you want to see all the different annotations, then you can choose this all style and you can see here the different types of annotations that are there. Now if you like something, you just drag and drop it wherever you want it to do. And if you want to particularly point to a certain part of your of the screen, if you want to point to a particular area of your screen, you can actually increase the arrow sign and you can take it to whichever thing you want to point it to. And similarly, if you want to write something, you can write it in here as well. So here you can say just for learning purpose, something like that. I'm putting it in. So what will happen is when student comes to this part of the video, what will happen is automatically once you are here, this pop-up will show up. You can see here this pop-up will show, and you can actually change. If you want to change the color, you can choose a different color here. If you want to change the size, you can increase the size here. If you want to make it bold, you can make it bold as well. If you want to choose a different font, you have multiple options. You want to change the alignment, you can do this as well. I like this alignment, so I'll do it. If you want to reduce the spacing, you can do that. If you want to increase the spacing, you can do that as well. If you want to increase the horizontal spacing, you can do that as well. If you want to reduce it, you can do that as well. So there are different options that you can choose for your text. If you want to show this text for a longer period of time, you just have to strengthen this area. So this particular text box will appear for that duration. Okay, so from this point onwards, when you hit the video at here, from here, this text will appear. Okay, and then it automatically will be removed. So this is how you can add any text messages, and it's very important to do that because the students will feel more engaging and the video looks more professional when you have these kind of text coming in. This text that you see here is from a different way, and I'll show you that also in this course, but let's focus on the Camtasia side of things first. So this is how I have shown you how to add annotations. Now, the next thing is if you wanted to go and clean up some audio issues as well. So what happens is usually whenever I record, you will see a lot of background noise or something. Then you have this noise removal thing as well. So when you drop this noise removal, it will actually remove some extra background noise or something, but it'll also lower your voice to to a bit. So always be mindful of whenever you are using this noise removal. So here, this way you can control fade in, fade out. Means right now, if you see, this is the graph of my audio, right? This is what you see. If you see here, this is what the graph looks like, right? If you want to increase the graph, you can make it a little bit louder. You can actually increase it, but then you'll see that harsh tone in the background. So be mindful when you do that, but you can sometimes do it just to increase the pitch of your voice. And now similarly, if let's say you want to fade out this particular section, you can actually go ahead and add this over here. So what will happen is the graph has reduced, the graph has gone like this, means your voice would be a little bit on the higher side, and then slowly it's going to decrease in volume. So that's what it's called, fading out. Okay, let's say you are adding a song in your video in the beginning, and once you have reached the end of that song, you want to kind of transition it to the next part of your video, then you can do a fade out where automatically the voice is going to reduce when you are approaching the end of the song. So that's what the fading out is. Okay, so usually when you're transitioning from one type to another, you can fade out a little bit if you want to do that. So that's another thing that's available in this. And the second important point here is in the audio effects, if you want to do fade in, you can do that as well. So the same way, the fade in is opposite of the fade out. And now the other important things that I want to talk about is the different medias, and also you have a bunch of library that you can use if you want to add some music, if you want to go ahead and add some introduction, all of that. We will talk about it in the next tutorial. So I'm going to keep showing you the tour of Camtasia, how powerful it is, in the next video also. So I'm going to see you in the next tutorial. Thank you so much.